So we're looking at questions 11, going all the way through to, well, let's just check. We want to get to 48 marks. So yeah, we're going to get to about question 13. That gets you 47 marks. So let's just see what we can do here. So this is functions, okay? Literally, it tells you what to do with the value. So you put it in and it tells you what to do. So firstly, what happens if I put -5 into there? If I put -5 into there, -5 squared is 25. So literally, I get 2 over 25. And that's it. You can put it in your calculator if you wanted to, but that's how you do it. And this one here, this tells us, first of all, put it into G, then put it into F. So you put it, because that's closer to the 1, so you put it into the G and then into the F. So if I put 1 into here, that's going to be 4 lots of 1 cubed. 1 cubed is 1 times 4 is 4. And then literally put 4 into here. So that's my F, put it into here. So it's 2 over 4 squared is 16, and simplify that to 1 over 8. So that's how you do those ones. Okay, here, a lot of this, you either know it, memorize it, or you can try and work it out. But you've got to try and put the correct letter to these statements. Now this is a proportion. So this says, this is direct proportion. It means when y goes up, when x goes up. Y goes up when you square x. Y goes up when you square root x. Y goes up when you do 1 over x. So it's a really interesting challenge to do. Let's look at this first one, literally saying if x is 4, y is 4, if x is 10, y is 20, if x is 30, y is 100. They go up equally. They both go up at the same sort of rate in a sense. So that's the B one there. Here, well, this one is more interesting because this one says actually your y value massively increases. It's a quadratic. So this one is a straight line, but this one is a quadratic, and you can see that is D there. Now here's square root. Let's just work this one out later. Let's do this one. Because if I remember, this is a reciprocal. When x is a very, very large number, like 100, that's 1 100th. That's a very small number. So when x becomes very, very big, y becomes very, very small. So you can see that is C. And by deduction, that must be A. I'm going to leave it there on that one. Circle theorem. Oh, I like circle theorem. Okay, it says A, B, C, and D are points on the circumference of a circle with the center 0, and FDE is a tangent. So I immediately know that's 90 degrees there. And I've got to show my reason as well, but I know. So I'm going to put here angle between tangent and radius equals 90 degrees. Okay, and you might want to put that in words, but that's how I'm going to write it out. So I know that. So immediately that helps me with that. There are other bits and pieces I remember as well, but let's just go into questions. It says, show that y minus x equals 90. Y minus x equals 90, and give a reason for everything. Right, okay, so how are we going to do this? Well, let's think of other laws that we know, okay? I know that that angle there is going to be related to that one because these are a cyclic quadrilateral. So I know that that angle there is going to be adding up to 180. So that's going to be 180 minus y. I also know it says something here called the alternate segment theorem. So it means that this chord here, this one here, so I know that FDB, that angle, yeah, that is a chord between the tangent and there, and the angle BCD is equal to that. So that equals BCD, and that's called the alternate segment theorem. And you can write it all out, alternate segment theorem. But I know that that angle equals there, therefore that angle must be 180 minus y. Do you get me so far? Take your time, look at that. Okay? Now, if I know that's 90 and I know that, I can work out what x is. because I know that angles on a straight line, so again, okay, angles on a straight line, you should know this, sum or equal 180. And so what I've got here is I've got FDB, so FDB plus my angle X plus, because that's plus X, plus that angle EDO must equal 180. And we know that EDO is 90 degrees, because we said that at the top. And we know that angle FDB is 180 minus Y. So let's just tidy everything up here. First of all, I can cancel out the 180 from both sides. And I'm left with this here. And this looks very, very similar to what I've got here. So I just swap those around, okay? And let's just sort out how this all works. So I'm going to put the 90, keep the 90 there, move the Y over so it becomes plus Y, move the X over, it becomes minus X. And then that is what I've got there. So there you go. And then it says Dylan was asked to give possible values of X and Y. So Dylan was asked to give possible values of X and Y. And then it says, he said Y could be 200. How can it be 200? And X could be 110 because that equals that. Now, that clearly can't be right because, you know, angles in a triangle only go up to 180. So you'd say something like, you know, well, it can't be right because Y must be less than 180 as it's in a triangle. How can it be 200 if it's in this triangle here? So it has to be less than 180. So you'd write that down nicely to them. And that's it.